listening to BSI, the podcast with Benny Silver, Dowsy and Arco Para. Enjoy!
Literally, as he's about to kick it, he just shoves the shit out of me. And I'm like...
Fair enough. When should we be expecting a ring for good old Rebecca G?
Oh, yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
That was always in my back pocket.
Welcome back to episode 2 in our second season here with BSI, the podcast. We're with Ike and Sal, and today we're going to get Sebastian Lletget on the show. He's going to have a lot of work to do to compare to what Alan Gordon brought, but we're excited to have him.
Yeah, we are. But before we get into Sebastian, I left the listeners with a great teaser from last episode about
no one cares.
No, a lot of people care. We're in Portland for preseason. I get a text from Benny that's like, "Hey, where you at for preseason?" I'm like, "Portland," and he responds back, "See you there?" ? I said, "New England," right away. I knew it. Sure enough, Benny went on trial with New England.
I didn't go on trial with New England.
What do you call showing up 12 hours later,
putting on
New England
the crest?
Gear,
Yeah,
kissing the crest.
I'm 35 years old, have played for 15 years. If Bruce has never seen me play before, I think we've got a problem.
Wait, so
you went on a
you went on what
you went on? You went on a physical conditioning test.
I'll say this: I was there. I don't think I was in the best shape of my life, but it was a week of kind of getting to know the team, and I don't really know if anything's going to come of it. But it was just me being there with the team and kind of getting to know everybody.
The lost son might return.
Nah, dude,
prodigy.
that's far from what's happening here.
I've got pics. I'll release them later. All right, let's get into the interview.
All right, enough of this hearsay. Let's move on to the actual interview, what people really want to know about. And so let's get Sebastian Lletget on the show. Welcome, Sebastian Lletget, to the podcast, dude. We're so happy to have the boy on the show.
Dude, no, thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this, man. I know it's been a while since I've heard you guys like doing podcasts and stuff, and I've always wondered when my time was coming. So
yeah, dude. Well, you got to check out Alan
excited.
Gordon's last week. It was I know a guy that you've played with, so we'll probably ask you some stories.
Dude, I'm sure it was eventful. I'm gonna subscribe right after this.
Good, good. We need more subscribers.
Make sure you leave a review as well.
I'll make sure. Subscribe, like, comment. I'm gonna do it all.
All right. Well, we could use probably all the followers that you have on Instagram.
I'm trying here. It's all content, man. You know how it is.
All right, we're gonna start right off this. We'll do a couple quick hitters just to get you warmed up. Then we'll get you into the interview, and then at the end, you got Ike's interrogation room, which is not the easiest. You'll get 5 questions. You can plead the fifth on one of them.
Okay.
If you don't plead the fifth on any of them, you can ask one question to any of us 3, and we must answer it. So that's the rules.
Very nice.
But you have plenty of warm-ups to get there. So we'll start off.
Yeah, take it easy on me. You know what I mean?
We will. All right, first start. We'll best food place in LA that maybe is a little bit of a hidden gem.
I don't know if it's a hidden gem. No, I would say like to anybody that's definitely like in like Central LA or like not in the South Bay. Maybe you guys have gone Izakaya in Manhattan Beach, which is a sushi spot. Maybe to most, they wouldn't really know about it. I mean, it just depends. I think for guys that, come in the hotel and they stay in Manhattan Beach, I think they would probably know about it, but it's where I took my girlfriend the first time. So it's like one of those special places.
Nostalgic.
You got to do it. You got to do it right.
That's one of like the go-to places during January camps.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Obviously you guys heard about the whole Qatar. We were going to go to Qatar. But we spent a little bit of time here. But we definitely hit it up for sure.
Nice. The only problem during January camps is if you go there with all the boys, then you might run into the coaches as well. So
it's a hot spot.
Right. A little shout out to Izakaya. All right. Moving on. Next one. We in MLS, as you know, we travel a lot and we go to a bunch of different places all over the country and in Canada. What is the worst
away trip because of city or stadium or team that you play against or fans or whatever? You can give me whatever reason you want, but what's the worst trip?
I would say the worst. I don't know if you're actually there right now, but I would say KC. I don't. Yeah, no, but not only because city or whatever. I always found it one of the hardest places to play. Like it's the one the first game I look at. I know you would think, oh, LAFC, but it's the one game I never want to go to.
It's a tough place to play.
I've actually gotten some good results there, but it's always like probably one of the toughest games of the year for whatever reason.
It is. I mean, especially
it's
with
a great place to play, though.
I'd say since I was here, we played a lot of high press in the first 3-4 years, which made it intolerable to play against. And I played against Kansas City as well with New England. Exactly. And I guess with LAFC as well when I played against them. And it's just a hard place.
And the fans are awesome. Obviously, they're behind you.
And now
it's just like one of those I always compare it to European.
Right.
What's that?
It's a great stadium. I was going to say, and now they're more of like a possession-oriented team, so it's hard to see the ball out when you're playing against them. So that makes sense.
Yeah, especially there.
Yeah, when I was with Portland, we played at Kansas City. It was I think it was the first year Sporting Park opened up, and I swear, Seth Sinovic was he was like Marcelo out there. Sinovic? I promise you.
His name is Seth Sinovic.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Sinovic, yeah, you know.
No respect on the legend's name, huh?
No respect.
Matt Bieler. Yeah. I'm Beasler, sorry. He called me Sam, so I can call him.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, yeah. I would say that one.
That's a good shout. All right, next one. What is a bad movie that you and Becky G love to watch?
I love how you call her by your artist name. That's great.
Wait, I don't actually know her.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude, it's so funny.
Some guys know her real name.
Yeah. Is it Rebecca? I don't even know.
It's Rebecca Gomez, but obviously for short, Becky, and then G for the Gomez. Okay. Future reference. But even my teammates are like, "Oh, yeah, what did you and Becky G do last night?" Or I'm like, dude, just call her Becky. G is not necessary. No, but a movie. That's really good.
That's a bad movie that you guys love to watch, though. So just that.
Love to watch. Got it.
It's like that trash film, or for example, my wife loves to watch Housewives.
Okay, all right.
She knows it's trash television, like Housewives of New York.
There you go. All right.
And it's like trash
TV.
There you go.
All right, I got you. Gossip Girl.
I'm all over Gossip Girl.
We love hate Gossip Girl
here.
God, man, you guys are putting me on the spot. But yeah, I would say Gossip Girl. Yeah. I mean, I'm not proud of that. I'm kind of reflecting on life right now. You guys are definitely, but it's not bad. I'm not even going to defend it. It is what it is.
Nah, Serena Vanderwoodson knows what's up.
What does that even mean?
Yes.
I urge you to watch
the guy from You. You guys seen You?
Yeah. Netflix, great show on Netflix. Yeah.
So it was cool to see that show and be like, oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Dude, we should just leave Deb and Sal to just talk about him. I don't know what they're talking
Love
about.
Is Blind. Seb, check out Love Is Blind on Netflix. How have you not seen
You, bro?
What is?
Oh, okay. I'll send you the link.
Or just the letter U?
No, Y.
Yeah, YOU. Hands down, you won't regret it.
Serial killer guy. I don't even know. I didn't even finish the first season. I couldn't take him anymore.
Oh, Ike, man, come on! I expect more, bro. You're with the clout. You're with the whole thing.
No. Stop that. I live in the Midwest. There's no such thing as being in the clout.
All right.
It's a good. I like that, even though I've never seen it, but I've heard good things about that show. So I'll give you a pass on that one.
Give it a chance.
Don't give you too much crap for it. All right, last question, and it's a doozy because no one knows the true answer to this question. So you're going to have to come out and give us a real answer.
Oh God!
What is the actual origin of your Instagram handle?
What is the actual origin?
Where did that come from?
All right, I always
the boy, right? Or what is it?
Right, yeah, they love the boy. Okay. So this was like when I was in England, and Instagram was kind of just it was starting to pick up some traction, and I kind of want to cause some ruckus. I want to go in the locker room and everybody just be like, "What are you thinking?" So and so I was like, all right, I'm a huge Drake fan, and then he always refers to himself as the boy. But now with the DA, always like double, like THE.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, I'm not going to just leave it there. I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to throw in something else. I forget. I had a couple rough drafts, and then, I left it at They Love, They Love the Boy. And so then, I was at West Ham at that time, and dude, even the entire club was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, no, it was unheard of. Nobody does that. You just put like your, whatever, your name and official, or
and a number.
Keep it standard.
Right.
Yeah, your number, and grew even more thanks to actually Alan Gordon. Actually, definitely caught some traction here. He did.
He
his,
does. That's what he does.
That's what he does, man. He's a legend. Shout out to him, dude. He's amazing.
Well, I was gonna say, so he was a big hit on our last episode, and I'm sure the fans would love to hear Alan Gordon's story from another perspective. So if you've got one,
you played with him for a couple years, right? 2 years, 2 years?
Yeah, dude. No, honestly, he was like amazing locker room guy. Like I always told him, I'll literally pay you half my salary if you can just not retire and just sign it. Like you are the man to me. Like you've kept me up when I'm down. You've, encouraged me. He's done it all, God, I wish I thought about this earlier.
You can think about it. We can maybe go back to it.
We can come back.
Sometimes, we can come back to it. You think of some story.
Yeah. One of the best story. One of the best things that like interactions we've ever had was like when we did that YouTube video for the Gargs and Gordo show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I saw that in the hot tub.
Yeah, the hot tub, dude. That is like one of the best, like, because and again, it goes back to the Instagram stuff, and like the way they made fun of me was just like, second to none, man. I it made me like, I don't know, man. It was just super hilarious. I like loved them after that, dude, because we never like engaged like that up until that point. And so then after, it was just great. So if you have to go watch it, for all the listeners that
I've seen it, but I watched it a while back because I remember Gordo.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that you got to watch it once a year. I'm telling you, it's pretty funny.
Gordo and Gargan tried to pony up on mine and Sal's original show. So I remember I watched it just to see what the hype was all about.
Yeah, with the whole thing. I thought they had some good chemistry. I thought they were awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well, you just got past the quick hitters, dude. You're doing well. You're all warmed up. You feel loose now?
I feel good. Yeah. When you're doing the high knees through the cones and you're sprinting at the end, you know that one, like, and then you're like,
hamstrings are a little too tight.
Yeah, hamstrings are a little tight, but you're like, you can't say anything. Yeah,
I'm already exhausted by then.
Dude, I thought that was only me.
Benny, before we move on, I gotta just know this one question real quick. Yeah. Who did you vote for MVP last year?
Who would I vote for MVP? It's a really good question, man. This is no.
We don't have that many people.
I didn't vote for my teammate. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, well, you're not gonna say it. You're not gonna say who you voted for, though.
I'm not gonna say who I voted for, but I did. My teammate was not one of them.
You can't vote for
at the time. Teammate at the time.
Your teammate, anyway. You just don't want to say it. I was just curious if.
Oh man, you guys are good. Yeah, no, well, definitely. I didn't think. I thought obviously Carlos was outstanding last year. I can't say who I voted for, but it just was not my teammate. For sure.
All right. Well, with that, I actually have a great let's move on. We're going to talk about your career and all that kind of stuff. But since we're talking about this right now, let's get into El Tráfico.
Okay.
You played in plenty of them. I got to play in a couple of them. It's special. It's crazy that it's special because obviously LAFC is only 2 years old, and the rivalry from that first game was absurd. So there's been some really good games. Tell me about your best memory of it, and then I'll talk. I'm going to ask you some questions about your worst memory, which was probably the playoff loss. I'm assuming is the only game that you guys lost.
Yeah. Okay.
But tell me about your best.
I think one of the best memories was being the first Galaxy player to score against LAFC. That was. Oh yeah, no, sorry, Benny. I totally forgot about that until this point, or else I wouldn't have said it. But that was I forget the actual play though. When somebody gave it to you and it went right under your foot or something, or no?
No, I tried to I was gonna pass it and there wasn't anybody to pass it to, and so I tried to body up whoever. I think it was
Drew, and then Servando, right? I think it was
Servando, and then he poked it away from me, and then I couldn't react in time. And
yeah, no, it was, and then the center backs were too spread apart, and it was just me,
right.
But you got to finish it from there. You know what I'm saying? You got to, but I think that's a pretty cool thing just to look back on. Just being the first player.
I mean, game in general was.
I mean, this rivalry is going to carry on for years to come, and just to look back on that.
And that game in general was pure insanity, right?
The way that game ended was
honestly, though, let me ask you one thing. Were you did you guys just were you guys not I don't know, were you guys not fit or something? The 70th minute, I feel like you guys died.
It was purely mental, in my opinion. So,
it was a mental.
I mean,
it wasn't the physical.
So we had obviously we're a brand new team. We won the first game against Seattle. Then we crushed Salt Lake in Salt Lake. Then we're killing you guys.
Yeah, 5-0.
It was. I mean, it's 3-0 in the beginning of the second half, and they start doing olays. Our fans.
Oh, dude, I'll never forget that. Yeah.
And I think to some extent, I think it gets in our head where we're like, damn, we're so good or something. And then I make a mistake. You guys get the 3-1, and we could see Ibra as well warming up, right? And we're like, I'm thinking in my head,
if
this guy's not even coming in, right? It's 3-0. Why is he even going to come in? Once you guys get the 1, and then that he's probably going to come in, and then he comes in.
He still had a good amount of time, right? He had maybe 20 minutes, 25,
something like that. But mentally, I think we kind of start thinking, crap, dude, we got to just hold on now, and then we stop playing.
It really was a hostile environment, and it was crazy. It was the first time I've ever felt that sort of energy in an MLS game.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. There's been playoff games and there's been stuff like that, but you've won a cup and all that, but I don't know. It felt different for sure.
I think that first game as well was, as much as it hurt in terms of LAFC losing, and great for Galaxy to win, but just in general, how that game turned out was perfect to build a rivalry as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
every game since has been crazy as well, right?
Crazy.
So going to the game that you guys lost, I mean, it was 5-3 in the playoffs.
I know.
How many playoff games you see 8 goals in? It's insanity.
Yeah, it's insane. And even before that game, as a player, you're like, man, could this one really kind of live up to in previous times, and then it's you're there and you're in the moment and you're like, oh my God, this is just as insane, if not more than the last one we just played, and it's just it just keeps topping it. And obviously with the big man not here, I mean, it'll be very interesting to see how the dynamic between a new player with high profile, Chicharito and stuff like that, I think it'll be really interesting. Maybe it just be a different spice to it. It'll be, I don't know if we'll ever get that again, that Ibra factor, where he just brought that, you wanted to kill this guy and he wanted to kill you. And
well, you guys need to get Messi, and then the other guys need to get Cristiano.
Ronaldo. Yeah, we'll do the whole thing. Man, yeah, no, it'll be, but no, I mean, like you said, I completely agree. I think whichever way that game went, the fact that it was so close, just to start off that rivalry the way it did, it was amazing.
All right, let's step back a little bit from present and let's go back all the way to your West Ham days. So I know you that was the first club that you signed for. Try to break in England. I've been there and I know how hard it is as well. But it seemed like you were so I'm going to ask you about everything, but I'll ask you one thing in particular, and I want to know if this is true, because I kind of read this. I think it might've been your Wikipedia page, but you were starting to kind of break in and do a little bit, more on trainings and games, and then you get mononucleosis. Is this true?
Oh my God. Damn, you're taking it way back. That's crazy. I was in
that's known
17.
As the kiss.
No, I was 16, just turning 17.
Seb, just so you know, that's known as the kissing disease in every dorm room in America.
Oh, you would. I don't know who I was kissing at those days. I don't know what, young guy. No. Yeah, that's crazy. It's not that I forgot about that, but it's just, it definitely slipped my mind. It was so long ago. I mean, I remember it clearly though. I was 16, 2017. Gianfranco Zola was our coach. And honestly, I was like, was doing really well. I was still waiting on my Italian passport, so I couldn't really play games. I couldn't be in the squad, but I was training with the first team, and being a young guy, I mean, that was like, this is like everything. And it was going really well. And I come home for New Year's, or for Christmas and New Year's, because I was still young. So and I couldn't be in the squad anyway. So they just sent me home for maybe 10 days. And I mean, you start to, I get the sore throat. I can't move. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, fever. And then, it takes me, I go to one doctor. They tell me, oh no, you're good. You're probably a little sick. And then it doesn't get better after a week. And then I check again, and obviously they tell me, they diagnosed me with mono. And I'm like, what the hell is that? They're like, oh, you can't play now because your spleen. I'm like, what in the world? I had to actually stay home because I couldn't go up in the air because my spleen, it could enlarge, and I could, you could essentially die. So, so I tried to explain that, they were like, what in the world is going on? And then I had to stay home for maybe 3 months, which is absurd. So, but I was in the squad, and then I got mono, and then, or not in the squad, but definitely training with the first team, waiting for my Italian passport to come in so I could be registered as a full-on player. And so it was a crazy, wicked story, man. Yeah, it was really weird. And then John Franco's got fired, and we brought Evan Grant in, and that was the end of it.
So yeah, that's always that. Go ahead, Sal.
Well, no, I was just gonna ask, what connection to Italy? Like, is it your father's dad, or your dad?
It's my mother's side. Yeah, my mother's side. My grandfather. He was born in Italy.
Okay, nice.
Moved to Argentina, and then that's when my mom was born.
Yeah, tons of Italians so in Argentina. Tons.
Yeah, so many.
How long were you at West Ham?
So I was there when I got healthy and I got signed. I moved over at 16 and then signed here when I was 22, I believe.
So 6 years you stayed over there?
Yeah, six and a half maybe.
That's a long time, dude.
Wow, you know what I mean? Like a big chunk of my teenage life. I mean, you went to Europe, and you definitely got to grow up quick for sure.
Yeah. And then when you came to Galaxy, you kind of found success pretty quickly.
So
that was
I didn't see it going that way though, man. I mean, it was, I'm not gonna lie. It was a tough couple. I mean, it was tough leading up to signing here, even just, not many people know this, but I was pretty close to not even really playing. I knew in my head and in my heart, obviously, I really wanted to play this game and I wanted to do whatever it took, but it was getting difficult. When you're in that, maybe you guys don't know, or I know, Benny, you're at the sort of end of it, but still when you're starting out, you need somebody to believe in you. You need opportunity. And I was just not getting it, and so I was pretty close to calling it in a way. I went to Spain, to train with a couple teams. And they sent me just to run around the field, you're not wanted here. That happened a couple of times in different ways. And so when my agent was like, the Galaxy, Bruce and Kenny Arena are, interested in having you here, I was like, that's sounds like an amazing opportunity. And it's exactly what I needed. I just wanted to get games. I had 0 games, even loans were difficult at the time to get. Especially as you get older over there, they start seeing you as a 45-year-old. So, it's impossible.
I would be surprised. I'd be surprised if any of us, and probably the majority of players, don't have a story that's similar to that in some aspect where, opportunity is everything.
For sure. Yeah, there's very few that it just happens, right off the bat, and maybe now, I don't know, maybe now there's more opportunity, I feel, you see for younger guys, I guess, because I don't know why that is. To be honest, I can't pick one thing that's that's why that is. But not because of social media or anything like that. I just don't know. It's just a different era where I feel
that. If that's an avenue, you'd be.
I would know. I would know a little bit. I would. I would know a little bit. It's definitely good for business, but I don't know about the whole playing part.
Business is booming.
Business.
How can I get in on that action?
Oh, you know all about that, man.
7.5 sponsorship over under 7.5 sponsorships from you from other. What do you got? Oh, you're leaving out there.
Dude, oh man, you guys.
Dude,
but yeah,
this guy could be a mentor to several younger players as to how to win sponsorship deals on the IG.
We should actually have a consulting seminar with them.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got to show a little bit of personality. I think you can't take everything so serious. You know what I mean? Like,
we got to get this guy talking.
I think at first everybody probably thought I was an asshole. You know what I mean? They're probably like, oh, this guy's got his shirt off. This guy's, putting up whatever I was putting up at the time and still do kind of.
Do you do any consulting?
Like, and then, you probably meet me. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure there was a couple guys, maybe, I don't know, don't like, but for the most part, I think I've, had a good, good responses when I meet people in person or when I, interact with them, and they quickly realize that it's all for fun. You can't take it too serious.
And so one of the things that you've created to get all those sponsorship deals and have fun and all that good stuff on IG is your eclipse look. Is that am I saying that right?
dude, I have to shout out Gordo because every time I would take a selfie. I still do it, to be honest, but I don't call it the eclipse to myself. I'm not like, oh, I'm doing the eclipse in my head, but it's like, but I'm like, when you're looking at the sun and, you're squinting hard and, and especially I was single at the time and I was like, dude, girls are loving this. So it was like, it was also another motive. You know what I mean?
That's your blue single at the time.
That's a reality. It's like, we all do things at the time when we're single to whatever it takes to get some attention off
some love.
Back in the day, it was MySpace. That's what it was called for me.
MySpace, yes, dude.
And your one friend God. Tom.
I had Tom as my best friend.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Oh, dude, damn! I haven't thought of MySpace in a while.
That was my.
That can't be going anymore. I'm sure the website.
MySpace back in the day was Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
it was amazing.
Tinder, everything put together.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, when you would put the video, I would flood my entire page with videos of whatever, Rubinho, and then it would lag so hard, you can't even watch the videos because it's just, dude, it's way back.
The best part about that was you used to be able to rank your friends top 5.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You had to keep Tom in there though.
Yeah. Tom was always.
You had to keep Tom in there, right?
You guys just gave me a good plead the fifth idea now. Just gave me a good idea. I might add this one.
Nice. Yeah. Who was at your top? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, man. I totally forgot about that.
All right. Well, now we're going to speed forward again because I do have a question about that 5-3 game because that one lives in infamy. And if you remember the game that you guys beat LAFC at home where Ibra got the hat trick, you guys won 3-2.
Yeah.
On the third goal, Ibra pushed my boy Latif Blessing into outer space. Do you remember this?
He did. Of course. Absolutely.
Of him pushing Latif into outer space. So I don't want to talk about that as much, but I do want to talk about when this man in the playoff game shoved you in the wall.
I had a feeling when you said the word shove, it all kind of the trauma, I'm having PTSD about that.
I'm trying to figure out anything that this man could have said to you after the game or during the game that would have made what he did sensible in any shape or form. So please tell me.
What's funny about that guy, man, is that that's complete for me insanity to do that to one of your teammates, right? It's complete insanity. And dude, this guy, I was telling him in that play, I was like, this guy is alone. Should I just go? I'm kind of whispering to him, and then he's like, no, stay. Don't go. And then I'm like, Ibra, there's a guy, and I'm kind of you can see in the video, maybe before that, I'm kind of flinching. I'm like, should I go? Should I not? And then literally as he's about to kick it, he just shoves shit out of me. And I'm like, and then you see, dude, you should see, you see the video. I'm just like, all right, I kind of played off super cool. And then, and then I obviously wake up the next day and I'm just like, oh, this thing went viral actually. I was like, and I was going to post it on my own stuff, kind of make fun of myself, but I was like, dude, I don't want to give this guy any more attention.
Dude,
I definitely put that in the back of my brain and hope in a vault. And I definitely but no, it is like one of those, one of those moments. I think it shows his true colors. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys dealt with him in the locker room. I couldn't have done it.
I mean, after that game, we were eating breakfast. I think we came in for recovery, eating breakfast, and I sit down. He sits in the corner. Nobody sits with him ever, and we're all chatting, whatever, and our administrator comes in, Zach, and Ibra's like, you see how I pushed him? You see that? And like chuckled to himself and like sipped his coffee. Like, dude, just like, but then you just get on with it. You normalize it. It becomes, I don't know. It becomes normal in some weird way. But in the locker room, I mean, the way I like to explain it, or if anybody ever asks, it's like he's actually a good guy, nice guy. If you're not his teammate. So if you're not his teammate, obviously on the field, if you're an opponent, yeah, he's got that mentality, will do anything to win. Awesome. Right. I think that's like something that I took out of him that was like, okay, like I like that, like it definitely was contagious, but being his teammate was, it's very difficult.
Were there players on your team that would just talk about basically how scared they were to play with him? Like,
yeah, it was what I mean? Tough, dude. It was, it's tough to play against him and tougher to play with him.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
So
I can say from watching, right? I've never met him, as a teammate like you have, but from afar, you can see that playing against him isn't fun, right? Because I mean, he's a world player.
No, that's what I mean. He's a great player, dude. Yeah, but absolutely. Yeah.
If you're watching how Galaxy plays with Ibra on the field, it is literally everybody tiptoeing to not piss him off. You can't play. Really, it looks like you can't play your game. You're like,
I always wondered what it looked like, and I never really asked anyone, or nobody ever like came up to me and told me that. But I always wondered. So you could see what it was really like even if you weren't there. I mean, you probably, obviously you guys probably watch most games on TV, and you you could probably see it, right? I guess.
Right, but the team dynamic
definitely felt that way. It definitely felt that way, man. It took you couldn't be free. You know what I mean? And it's a shame. But if he could have got the guys on him, I think it would have maybe panned out a little bit different. I think it would have been different for us. But it's him. It's the way he goes about his business. And as much as you want to fight it, and as much as you want to you want to tell yourself, today I'm going to play free. Today I'm going to enjoy it, and today I'm just going to. I'm going to support him. He's going to support me. It just never went down that way.
He's going to support me.
The support me part.
For as much as like a world-class player as he is, that's such a negative trait to have on a team sport because
it sucks. It was super frustrating. Exactly.
It doesn't allow your teammates to play at their best. And so your team is just going to suffer. And I remember one thing, like, I think it was against you guys, Ike, in the yes, Antuna
sucked his soul out of him.
Crushed him at one point, and it wasn't even his fault. I remember it was like I can't remember the play. But
is this an LAFC?
Minnesota.
Like Galaxy or just a regular game?
The game
Minnesota. Okay.
For something I can't remember exactly. Maybe you remember.
The ball in late, on perfect time, and Zlatan wanted it earlier for some reason, but Zlatan took his first touch literally straight out of bounds and crushed the tuna, and I could see it. He's done for the rest of the half. And it was
Tuna was done.
Yeah, that's what he did. I mean, and the fact that your opponent can see that is just like, the fact that it's so clear to see that as soon as you make a mistake or you piss them off for whatever reason, it was like this game's done for me.
Right.
Like, and I've had a couple of those, there's definitely moments where, dude, like this guy gets on your back and it's just something about him that just crushes you, and you feel like you want to literally like take the boots off and just walk off the field.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But you got to do your business, you got to move on, and you just do it.
You guys will be a better team this year, 100%.
I think everybody believes that.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I mean, there's definitely a better feel around the place. There's that for sure. I mean, and as far as chemistry, that's only going to build with time, and so I definitely hope so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I'm going to ask you about national team, dude. So okay. I think it was the first time that you played on the national team. We were there together. Was it not?
That's right. Dude, yeah. No, of course.
I was there. I can honestly tell you that you were the best player in that camp. And I'm wondering why? Like, why were you so – that camp was like, dude, I don't know if you came in with like some kind of –
dude, honestly, I appreciate that. I would have never thought that.
But, dude, so we've seen you play in MLS, and we know you're a good player. But in that camp, like I said, you were – above and beyond. And I thought you earned your spot on the team at that point. And obviously a few months later, I know you got injured. Is there something that you felt during that camp that you wanted to prove something special?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I remember, man, it was like Bruce's like first camp, right? After after leaving the Galaxy and everything. And, I had a couple good years in the league and I felt like, Jurgen wasn't giving me a call and, whatever I did. I mean, there was games where, he was there watching and I would hear that he was there. And obviously, you go above and beyond. And sometimes I even probably got like man in the match or something. And, and never a peep, never a hello, never nothing. So I figured, all right, I'm never going to get this call up whenever I do. You reach that point where you're just like, all right. And so when Bruce got the call up, obviously I worked with him closely. He was my coach since I came into the league and we had a good relationship, but he's not the type of guy to hand out favors either, so when he did call me up, it did mean a lot, just to even be in the pool of players, to be honest. And that was a special moment. I think it was like who we played, Serbia.
Serbia.
Yeah, it was Serbia
and Chattanooga.
We had a good group of players, man, like playing with Mike and, that was a fun time. We had Sasha there, right? Sasha was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know if I was, I mean, now that you say that, I mean, obviously I appreciate it, but I didn't think I was like obviously the best player. Or anything.
Really? You didn't?
I mean, I didn't really even think about
that during the camp.
No, not at all, to be honest. We had with Darlington too. Yeah. I mean, I thought, dude, I looked up to all you guys, I mean, I know you guys were, I was probably one of the kind of the younger ones. It was like kind of in the middle. And I just wanted to get my first cap. That was like that was the best part of the entire camp and what we went to, and then me and you really got to play together in against, was it Jamaica? Yeah, that was a great moment too. Like, I mean, it was just great to just get those two appearances and just to say take, like you said, a lot of players have maybe a story like that, and I kind of carried all that with me up until that point, and that's why I made it special for sure.
That's cool.
Hey, I've got
Mike. Do you want to ask about?
I got a couple questions. The first one.
Oh, here we go.
No. This is. Do you remember being at the?
Oh no, we're not there yet.
No. Chill. Do you remember being at the Olympic camp?
Okay, great.
Under Caleb Porter. Do you remember being in the camp with me at all or no?
Oh, of course, dude. Yeah. Wait, that was 23s.
Yeah, 23s. And you
23s, of course, I remember.
And I'm like, this dude is nice. Why is he not on the team? So that was my my realization moment, kind of what Benny had. But the other one was, I know you got hurt in the Honduras game against Ever Alvarado.
Yeah.
You didn't know, as Ever played in Kansas City for half a year, and this guy murdered players in practice. Just absolutely killed them.
No way. I did not know that. But I after that, the way that he didn't reach out to, I always make it now it's part of my thing. Like if somebody gets injured, I'll always, even if I do not know them, because of I know what it's like. And Benny, everybody, we've all gone through some sort of injury. I definitely have a lot of empathy and for players that that are going to go through some serious shit, and so I always make it something. But because he never reached out, so it's like, damn, because I kind of like, damn, you have no idea what the hell I'm going through. You're just like carried on with your life, you know what I mean?
But Ever is like a nutball. He wouldn't have done it out of malice. He just player that he is. He just
sure. Yeah. No. And that's another thing I said, maybe he's a nice guy. I don't know. I'm sure it definitely wasn't like he meant it. I mean, you can go in if you look at the tackle, it's right. Kind of standard, maybe not, maybe a little bit of extra, but
you're a pretty quick guy though.
It's a free guy.
You're a pretty quick guy. So you're a pretty quick guy. Like there's balls that maybe you're not looking like you're going to get to, and you kind of get ahead of someone. So you can kind of see how that can happen.
And you could have, he probably could have.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Completely went about it another way.
The thing about Ever too is the only thing I really remember from him, because he was there for such a short period of time, is I don't know if it was an off day or what, but he had just gotten Kansas City. He didn't have a car. He couldn't communicate with anyone. He walked 6 miles in the summer from his hotel to the training ground just to get to practice one day.
No way.
The guy is just in the middle.
So he's got a couple screws missing. He's got a couple. I mean, bless him, dude. I mean, I kind of feel bad saying that now, but you know what I mean. Like maybe he never even just thought about it. Maybe it's part of the game. Yeah. We'll leave it. But that's crazy. I did not know that about what just happened.
I think I've kind of completed my thoughts over here. Is there anything else I'm missing? Sal, Ike, anything? Or we can get into the bad stuff.
Let's get into the interrogation.
Oh God, the interrogation room. I love that name. That is really intimidating.
All right, so you've done well so far, but the battle's up from here on out. So you are going to get introduced to Ike's interrogation room. Good luck, and you know the rules.
Welcome to the interrogation. All right, you ready?
That's a great name, dude.
Do you want to plead the fifth right off the bat, or do you want me to ease you?
Oh my God! No. Let's go for it, dude. Let's go for it. If we're gonna do this, let's do it right.
All right. All right. Well, you want to do it? Let's do it.
Oh God.
Rank these Becky G songs from first to worst.
You guys, man, this is all Ike. I'm not even gonna say you guys. I'm not gonna bring you guys into this.
All right. These 4 songs: Mad Love, Can't Stop Dancing, Shower, or Mayotes.
Ooh. All right. Was it 4 songs? I'm gonna go Mad Love 4.
Mad Love 4. Okay.
Yeah, because there was 4, right? Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with the way you put that, but
it's last.
Yeah, I would say it was 4. It's not on the podium.
I don't think Rebecca's listening to our podcast, so you're in luck.
No. She's going to. I told her she prepped me for this. I was like, dude, these guys are gonna fry me. I gotta be ready. Give me I did. On the way home, I was like, I don't know what to expect out of these guys. But okay. So Mad Love 4. Third, I'm gonna go Can't Stop Dancing. It's gets the bronze. And then what were the other 2? Mayores and Shower. No, sorry, I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna go Shower 3rd, Can't Stop Dancing 2, and Mayotes number 1.
Are any of those songs about
you?
It
was inspired by, yours truly.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, that's what I figured.
It's gotta get the gold.
I just love that Mad Love is last.
Look, I got lots of love for Sean Paul. I love the vibe. It's part of her show, to get the people hype. But it's personal preference. It's not that it's bad.
No, I know. All right. Question number 2. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a tool, 10 being an asshole, where would you rank your say shh celebration just in the playoffs after you scored on us?
Oh, that was great. Man, I mean, you guys got a good crowd, you know what I mean? So you gotta wait from tool to asshole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go solid 7.
I like that.
I'm gonna go solid 7.
Dude, what is he supposed to do? Not shush your crowd? Don't let him score then.
It was our marketing campaign that we did too, and honestly, I didn't like the campaign.
Oh, you got to get this on the clips.
That should be a solid 10 then.
That's it. I'm gonna man. I got a really good picture. I got a really good picture of that too. Really good picture.
Scale of 1 being a tool, 10 being a Zlatan, but I guess I've
oh yeah, well then
I would go full Zlatan on that one. In a good way.
That's a great question though.
I'll switch this one to speaking of Zlatan, I'll switch it to a fan question.
Okay.
Who does Zlatan have the biggest problem with in your locker room? In your Or
either than us just being alive. What does he have the biggest problem with?
Did you just say with you guys being alive?
Yeah, this guy just didn't like. This guy just didn't like us. What do you have the biggest problem with? One of the biggest is probably our espresso machine. Because he comes from Italy, the whole thing. He goes, yo, if you don't have good coffee, you should rather die. I'm like, dude, you make no sense. But you're just out of your mind. But yeah. So I would say I would say that. Yeah, I would say he had a huge problem with that one.
It sounds like a plead the fifth to me.
It does sound like. All right. Yeah. I mean, I gave you something.
I thought you said what was his biggest problem, not who. Did you say who?
I said who.
Oh.
Who? Sorry.
Who he hated the most.
Yeah.
That's a really this is now I see what you're going with. Now I see the whole plead. It's like hitting me right in the face. You know what? I don't know who was. No, I do know who was the worst, but I gotta plead the fifth, dude. I can't give it to him. I'll say I was up there, though. I was up there.
That's fair, but I wouldn't let you accept your. That's just a cop out. Damn.
Okay.
That gives you actually pump some other tough questions.
Okay. Love that.
All right. Aside from Zlatan, who was your most feared teammate? And I know the answer. I did some digging. So
most feared, other than Ibra?
In your time in the Galaxy, your entire time.
Oh, you know who it is.
Yep.
I mean, let's just say another great player, but it's got to be Kino.
Kino. That's not what we were hearing.
Oh no! Wait! I could be wrong here. No. I would say Kino. Maybe you got me the whole Ibra vibe, and I'm just like playing back who was like kind of like that. Why? Who did you guys think?
Anybody that maybe straight legged someone in practice or anything?
Was it Nigel?
Yeah.
Oh, you did some digging. Oh, you guys! All right, you guys are good.
I played with Nigel too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
I played with him in Hamburg.
No, but see, the difference with Nigel was that he was awesome guy. Never it was always against opponents, never against teammates, or try not to do it against teammates. You know what I mean? And he was actually a good dude. So, that's why and I had a good relationship with him. He was a great guy. So that's why maybe I was thinking.
I could tell you in Hamburg though, when he was trying to earn his spot in Hamburg.
Oh, I can see that.
Which maybe was different than he knew he was going to play.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, he was brutal in practice. He didn't care if he hurt you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, last question, and you're off the hot seat. Wait, I'm gonna let you choose. Wait, by the way, shout out to the fan who brought in the plead the fifth question.
Yeah, I love that. Shout out to them, dude. You guys deserve it.
We gotta send them some gear. Who came up with that question? All right, last question. Do you want a real? I want you to decide. Do you want a real tough one? What kind of man do you want to be? You want to? Do you want a medium?
Wait, I'll put it this way, Ike. I'll put it this way. Do you want to be what you look like right now, or do you want to be the man that you look like in Instagram? What kind of man do you want to be?
I mean, I want to be the guy. I want to be the guy that when you log on to Instagram, you're like, all right.
I want to see six pack abs. Eclipse shirt off man right now. That's what I want to see.
I'm telling you right now.
You guys make me sound like a goddamn.
You're gonna be the second person the first person to ever plead the fifth twice.
Hey, I'm here to make history, man.
All right, fair enough. When should we be expecting a ring for good old Rebecca G?
Oh, yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
That one was always in my back pocket.
You gotta at least give him a timeline, dude, or else Rebecca's gonna be already expecting it.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. No, you don't have to answer that question. You keep that to yourself.
Okay.
The timeline should be tomorrow, or it should have already happened.
Oh man. You know how many of these I get daily? Yeah, just a little flick.
Yeah. I know.
I'm lagging. I'm lagging.
Are you waiting for her to propose to you?
You know what? She would, because her mom did that actually. So she is not afraid. This one. All right.
This one. All right.
You guys.
Since I'm inspired by the old MySpace shout that we had earlier, give me your current top 5 Galaxy teammates. Okay. Ever. Doesn't have to be
ever. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go as far as my relationship with them, or more
all the above. All the above.
Yeah,
however you want to decide.
That's really good. Okay. In order?
Or no order.
Okay.
They're in the top 5. They're in the top 5.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna go Jonathan Dos Santos.
Oh. And why's that?
I'm gonna go Gio Dos Santos, the brothers. Really close to them. I'm gonna go Alan Gordon. Because he's an absolute legend in every shape and form. That's really good. All right. It's tough. I'm trying to think. All right.
Dude, Ebert is checking
Robbie Rogers
right now. Damn,
I'm gonna go Robbie Rogers.
Robbie Rogers, good shout.
Really
I've heard a lot of good things about him.
Amazing guy. And I'm not even a winger, and he made my first 2 years as a winger just a dream. He was just an amazing, fullback to play with. You know what I mean?
I've tried to get him on the podcast.
You got to get him on that.
Crickets from him.
I've tried to get him on the podcast. He's like, let me know. Crickets.
Yeah.
he was one of the best.
I mean, he's Hollywood.
He's a lifestyle. Then I see, we're here, he's all the way up there. I mean, where the air is.
He's you guys aren't, on E yet or something, and
we're peasants.
But great guy, amazing guy. Definitely stands for a lot. Just great dude. Is that 4?
That's 4.
One more.
And then 5th. That's really good. I'm trying to think of really good relationships. Oh, definitely not Ibra.
While you think, Robbie Rogers was one of the best college players I've ever seen. Him, Grella, and Yarko.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys were.
Dude, no,
good
I'm
shout,
telling
good
you.
Shout.
Yeah.
Wow. This is tough, man. Because you're trying to I get along with a lot of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want some salty looks in the locker room tomorrow.
What's that?
I said I want some salty looks in the locker room, or whenever this gets released.
I know.
When it comes out.
You guys are causing all sorts of ruckus.
from Joe, or any someone. We'll see.
All right, I'm gonna go. Dude, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Baggio Husidic. I know you guys probably
I forgot about him. Yeah. What a guy.
Yeah, really, really good dude. Other than him trying to turn you vegan every 2 seconds, really, really good dude. Gave me a lot of stick, but in the best way possible. It was him, Gargan and Gordo, and those are probably one of the best memories as far as locker room goes. Just them giving me a lot of stick for whatever, all sorts of stuff. So I would say those 5.
So just so you know, Landon Donovan is my coach now with San Diego. So I've started playing for that team. So I'll let him know that he's not in your top 5.
Dude, that's crazy because I have a good relationship. Oh, man.
Yeah, don't ever ask him for a job.
That's gonna cost.
Don't expect a call from San Diego Loyal soon. So.
Oh, dude, you got it.
By the way,
Landon's cool too.
By the way, you can get Baggio Husidic number to Sal on Destiny, who are pure vegans.
Vegan.
Oh,
no, I'm vegetarian.
You know what?
Vegan.
I'm kind of on the vegetarian vibe too. That's why I've gone down as far as.
That's why you've chiseled. Oh yeah, you lost your biceps.
I've kind of gone down.
Yeah.
But
biceps aren't there anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Game changers. That's why game changers.
Oh, man. Well,
game changers. That's right.
Did well. Dude, you're off the hot seat. You answered all those questions well, except for one of them. You do not get to ask us one because you pled the 5th once.
Right.
But you did well.
Well, twice.
Well,
3 times, even with the MVP shout.
That one, there was no way you could.
That's right. I did plead the 5th. It's a first time go around, but next time I promise we can dig a little deeper.
All right, man. Well, we really appreciate you coming on. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Here.
No, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I have a bet with Ike, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
How many goals Chicharito is going to score this year?
Oh man.
And actually, we'd like to know: is he going to take pens?
Can you disclose that?
Wait, that's for all the goalkeepers that are going to be hearing this.
I need to know.
I'm going to go with IDK, man. I don't know. I don't know.
think so, right? Who else would?
My guess is he will.
I'm going to plead the fifth again.
Anyways, what Ike? What is it? 18 over under? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we decided 18 as a
But penalties count.
I would take the over. I would take the over.
No, well, if penalties count, no, I'm still.
Yeah, I think he's going to score. I think he's going to take penalties, and I think he's going to score 25. But our bet.
That's a bit much. I'll take under 25.
How about we just do it with penalties, everything included? 20 is the over under.
Okay, I'm going to go under.
Okay, I'll go over. That's the bet. 20, we break even then.
20.
Okay, what are you guys
20 is a good
betting
shout.
on? Like, no, I'm not betting on. But what are you guys betting? Like,
well, we haven't decided, but Benny still owes me money, so maybe he'll pay me that.
Oh, wait. Is Benny infamous for this?
Oh well, no, but we'll just double. We'll just make it double or nothing now.
Yeah,
of
course.
He hasn't paid you for fantasy football?
The weekly things, dude.
Payouts.
I need to like break it down. It's just too much work. And anyway, I'll figure it out.
He's so busy.
But anyways,
when he gets a job, he'll pay you. When he gets a job,
he's got to go to a music video with Rebecca.
Yeah, with Becky G, never Becky. Yeah, or Rebecca.
Seb, thanks, bro.
Yeah, if you ever do see her, we'll run into her. Just call her Rebecca. That'll be amazing.
Okay.
I will.
All right.
I will.
Thanks a lot,
guys. No, seriously, thank you. I really enjoyed it. Really appreciate it. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Man.
Thanks for being on.
See you, brother.
Bye.
Thanks so much, Sebastian Lletget, dude. That was awesome. He did well with those questions, Ike. That was a little bit below the belt though. The one about Becky G, man.
It was necessary. Let's just be clear, necessary.
Yeah, he's got to put a ring on her.
He really does have to
soon.
put a ring on her.
Yeah.
She's written a song about him. I mean, for God's sakes.
There's a settler and a reacher. I don't know what he's doing right now.
I think it's happening. It's going to happen soon, though. It's gonna
for as many abs as he has, he's still the reacher in this one. Come on. Anyways, all right. Let's remind everybody where you can find it on the streaming platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Overcast. The email is still BennySalThePodcast@gmail.com. And our hashtags are BSI the podcast and hashtag Ike's Interrogation. Keep sending us all your messages. Get it out to as many people as you can. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and thanks for showing up again.
Thanks, guys.
Peace and love.